Okay, that's uploading. I'm loading at a good bit rate. Just work. Just please, just work. Okay, bitrate appears to be stable, I think. I'm streaming. No dropped bits. And it says it's live. So far, I think everything's good. Should be public. The bit rate on Twitch seems a little bit off. It doesn't show anything. Okay, it's red at the moment. But I'm not dropping any bit rate here. I think it's just going to be fine. I don't know why, but I think it's just going to be fine. Bitrate seems fine. Twitch seems not fine, but seems fine enough. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Screw it. At least I'll have the YouTube recordings, but right now I'm just dropping frames even in computers too. But looks like now, yep, and when I start the recording, the frame rate goes down. Well, let's go ahead and just get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Computers 2 replay. Spawned in the left side as the OKW player, we have Shoops Nagel. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correct or not. Spawned on the north side as a Soviet player, we have Templar Luza. Bitrate is good, okay. Still the frame rate sucks. So yeah, hopefully everything just seems to be working fine. Frame rate is still relatively poor.
Good work, comrades. This now belongs to us.
Yep. And yeah, everything just seems fine. Over here, the Soviet player is capturing the fuel point. We do got these Shroom Pioneers capturing the standard point here. Shroom Pioneers will be able to win out these engagements quite easily, no problem. Twitch says the bitrate's bad, but it just seems fine. Now it seems like I'm not dropping any frames. While on the maybe something with Restream.io, that's the problem right now with that. By the way, let's just go and just get started. Computer, these conscripts are capturing up this fuel point here, pulling out some sandbags. We're going to see some potentially early engagement here. Volksgrenadiers going around, capture the VP, while the Shroom Pioneers go advancedly forward. Panzer have also been deployed on out, and the combat just will easily get forced back into those Shroom Pioneers. Let's fall back to this light cover here. Panzer can push forward this light cover here, draw some fire to allow the Shroom Pioneers to advance forward. The Volksgrenadiers are behind some light cover here, and it actually looks like the Volksgrenadier are not capturing the fuel point right there. While Shroom Pioneers get a nice little flank there. Very, very good place movement there with his forces. Shroom Pioneers have seen quite a bit of fire there, so can get focused on a little bit more easier next engagement. We do have the armored assault tactics being selected by the Soviet player, and we also got the Grand Offensive Doctrine for the OKW player. Yeah, Twitch seems fine, even though this frame rate is dropped. We do have these Volksgrenadier capture this fuel point. Very nice. Shroom Pioneers advancing towards this standard point here. Could perhaps stick behind the light cover there. There's actually a conscript model that went down there? Huh. Let's see, did actually get a model drop there on the conscript. I wasn't really paying attention, just trying to figure out why my bit rate, frame rate, all that stuff. Computers 2 is just not very well optimized. And I think I just may need to upgrade. My 1080 Ti is relatively old. Maybe it's getting worn out as an issue. But either way, you got these Volksgrenadiers behind the heavy cover here, engaging the conscripts. Panzerfusiliers have dropped a model there, though the heavy cover will pan out quite a bit. Though it looks like the conscripts are generally winning out that engagement. Volksgrenadier only had one model firing there. There are 2 squads of Volks, 2 squads of Panzerfusiliers. Panzerfusiliers received quite a bit of flame damage there. Sturm Pioneers making some great damage there into that MG, the Maxim. Trying to soft retreat away. Does drop a model there. Could use this conscript to reinforce it or merge it. I think he may be chasing it. Sometimes hard to tell, but looks like no, just an eye for this heavy cover there. And we do get now the Maxim setting on up. Does get a Cindy Grenade on top of him. The does merge onto that Maxim there, but does get a full retreat there on the Soviet player. Over here, we got these Panzerfusiliers pushing the way forward, capturing some standard points. As these Volksgrenadier are not capturing the standard point here. We got Battle Group HQ, likely for medic healing, because he needs a lot of healing right here.
HQ operations now underway.
Yep, meeting out some medics. Those guys are severely wounded. They just need to get healed up. We got these Volksgrenadier laying down some sandbags. Very nice. As his forces are starting to push his way forward, eyeing to help re-secure these sectors. He didn't go for the cutoff point here, so not denying any sort of income other than this basic point. Maxim could use some medics as well, but well-placed positioning there will prevent a lot of losses. But honestly, even a small amount of fire will drop a number of models. MG34 being deployed on out by the OKW player. His force is not fully being queued before sitting out the front line, which is probably a good idea. Because he probably just needs to get these guys healed, to redeploy, because you can only stay back at home for so long. Panzerfusiliers have seen quite a bit of fire there. Volksgrenadiers are receiving quite a bit of fire as well. Says my upload rate is unstable for Twitch, but my stream output says I haven't dropped a single frame. So I have no idea what's going on. I think I may be getting receiving a lot of false pauses when it comes to Twitch and things of that sort. I am eyeing to upgrade my internet. I tried getting my asked how to upgrade my internet yesterday, seeing for better upload rate, not necessarily for download rate. But they keep on saying me, oh yeah, you got 10 megabyte to upload rate. When in actuality, I kept on trying. I had to explain to them, is it megabyte or megabit? And they kept on saying megabyte when it should have been megabit. Because the difference between megabyte and bits is literally times 8. A single bit is 1, or 0, while a byte is 8 1 or 0s. A nibble is 4 1 or 0s. For a little bit of mid-ground there. But they keep on saying bytes rather than bits, which annoys the crap out of them because this is basic stuff. They even said this, the experts who keep on saying the wrong thing. Yeah. Never trust internet companies whatsoever, or phone companies. They don't even know what they're talking about. The salesmen can't even get basic terminology correct. But I might upgrade my internet to get, I think if I upgrade it by one package higher, I get up 20 megabit upload rate, which would help out, at least for uploading my YouTube videos on my other computer, because I tend to get a lot of videos stockpiled.
Back up to full force. Capture complete. No enemy activity. Hand them out.
G43s have been deployed.
Mission accomplished.
We got these Volksgrenadier making their advance. They are a bit of STGs, but they had 4 models, now 3 models. And we got the Maxim now pushing its way forward. It looks like my bitrate's actually stable now for Twitch, even though it seems like it hasn't changed whatsoever. Fun times. We got Panzerfusiliers making their way forward. It does get the suppression there on these conscripts. Sounds like infrared STGs are now available as well for the OKW player. It is going for this cutoff point, which will deny the munitions and the currently unsecure fuel point. Frag grenade thrown. Good frag grenade there, but there's also a great artillery barrage. Light artillery barrage. Over here, we got these forces making their advance. MG34 getting some good suppression in as well. A lot of heavy cover for the MG34, that's for sure.
Target captured. No enemy contact.
Enemy forces are
Starting to cover that point there, we do also have some Soviet landmines deployed on out. Multiple Soviet landmines. I see at least 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I just had to double check, make sure my OBS is capturing up my cursor. A bit problematic if it doesn't capture the cursor when I'm trying to point with my cursor. As computer troubles like this, it makes sort of streaming, casting sort of hard. Just small things that just make it nothing works. But I may be just trying to push more performance out of computers too than it can actually provide. Here comes this barrage. Does receive a hit, send a hit there onto that hedge, and does send a hit there onto that grave. That barrage was not very effective, to say the least. Does have minesweepers out, very nice. We got the Maxim and conscripts still in the area, capturing some points.
The sector is at risk.
And you will be hopping inside this building. Conscripts capture that standard point there. Panzerfusiliers capture the cutoff point, while overall some great capping pressure coming out by the OKW player. The Maxim's trying to respond. Will get some suppression there. They're only behind black cover, which has a very, very minimal impact on suppression receive. It does have suppression receive impacts because where the bullets actually land does actually where the radius of the AoE suppression is. So if it more chance for misses means less suppression. We do got the Panzerfusiliers receiving a bit of fire there. This barrage does range short there. MG34 looks like we're back to those built sandbags. And we do have these Volksgrenadier making their advance. Good suppression or good fire coming out on those Volksgrenadiers. As these Shroom Pioneers making their advance, they may find these Conventioneers. Does flame the building bit, getting great damage there onto that garrison. He needs to fall back and retreat back. That squad is ineffective right now. He needs medics. He could throw out a flare, but does do a full retreat, which is very good. Conscripts going eyeing to capture up this fuel point here. Of course, it is actually cut off if he does capture it. So at minimum, he should just decapture it. Doesn't need to worry about anything else. We do got a Puma being deployed, likely eyeing to hunt down some T-70s that are yet to be deployed. He does deployed out a Take V battalion, and has the mechanized armor company already out. So he's going straight for. Actually, I didn't realize how much fuel he has. He actually has enough for a T-34. Or was that 90 fuel? That was 80 fuel. It's 90 fuel. Maybe at one point in time it was 80 fuel. But he's very close to getting out T-34 76. Would be a great idea to pull out T-34 76. Sandbags do receive a nice hit there. As these conscripts are receiving a bit of fire now, and these Volksgrenadier will come in nice and close. He will fully capture that point, but no, he doesn't actually fully capture the point. Maxim trying to get some good hits there onto this Panzerfusiliers. Of course, Maxim doesn't really have great suppression rate. Does get suppression there now. As these conscripts pushing on forward are trying to capture this point. So he's going for both Battle Group HQ and Mechanized HQ. The OKW player, he's getting out another MG34, pulling out a second MG34. And making some good damage there on those Panzerfusiliers. Looks like the Shroom Pioneers making their advance, trying to hit some of these forces. And we'll get some good damage there onto those Shun Pioneers. Those throw a stun grenade.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
And we do got these Volksgrenadiers behind this heavy cover. They will withstand quite a bit of fire. In fact, they'll probably win out in a one-on-one duel since he can't get suppressed beyond that heavy cover. So we do got another Zis barrage here. Actually, just focus firing the sandbags for all that it needs to do. It's probably quicker to destroy the sandbags that with attack move rather than a barrage. We do got the Puma now making his advance. It is getting some hits there onto the Maxim. Maxim will get a chance for one bullet to pen here or there, but that won't really accomplish all too much. Conscript's going to make their advance, trying to get some good AT grenade there onto the Puma. He does have, of course, the 7-man squad upgrade, which he has not yet deployed out on any of them. He does not have any doctrinal ability for PPSHs, or any other slot weapons for that matter. Panzerfusiliers will manage to close the ground, and we'll get some good damage there. It does throw a Molotov round top of the Panzerfusiliers. He will potentially burn one of his own models there, but the Panzerfusiliers are now severely wounded. Does manage to get the capture there. Will need to fall back. Maxim is still firing against these Volksgrenadiers.
All crews have been trained to
And we'll get some
repair
nice flame
damaged
bursts there
vehicles.
onto the Volksgrenadiers. Over on the right side, we do have these conscripts do get suppressed and does the AT grenade off on the Puma. We do got these forces now making their advance way towards this VP. There is a Maxim here, and behind heavy cover, we've got T-34-85 being deployed now. I started to consider the T-34-85 at this moment in time. T-34-76 will probably generally be better versus infantry. We do got a Maxim set up behind this gravestone. Hopefully that won't be his gravestone. Or mass gravestones, since there's 6 models there. Or 5.
HMG crew is ready.
We do got a mortar being deployed on out. And we do have these sandbags now being deployed. We do got these combat engineers do deploy out a landmine there. They only have 2 models left, so they will fall back because they need the extra men. And the T-34-85 has been deployed on out.
We need to reestablish
Does get
our
this point here,
supply
but I don't think that will be in supply through the VP. No, that's probably going to be out of supply even if he does capture it. But he is capturing up the other point right here. 34-85 does roll a miss there with its main gun, but its primary damage does come out by the DPs are firing. We do got a Puma hit there onto the T-34-85. Does get a Panzerfaust or anti-tank grenade from the Panzerfusiliers off. The Puma could try engaging, but it's not going to kill it anytime soon. The T-34-85 does have 800 health, which is a little bit more as the standard base health of T-34, which is 640. And the Puma does 120 damage, so that's going to be what? Over 5 hits, 6 hits, almost 7 hits probably. I'm doing quick math. It's 5 hits with 160 damage shot, so
between us and defeat.
plus 40 times 5 is another 200. So it takes 7 hits to take out a T-34-85 with a Puma. That, well, it just only takes, what, 3 in return? Yeah, Puma's not going to kill that anytime soon. Mechanic Warfare set on up, does get a good hit there. Landmine detonation, I think right there. Zis Barrage trying to hit that Vikanomorph for his last known location, but does roll a miss. It is getting a Stukas He sees a T-34-85 and going for Stukas. He needs to lay down a lot of landmines, but I think his opponent has cleared out a couple of them with his mortar. Doesn't have a minesweeper just yet, so landmines could be very useful as long as he doesn't get them splashed out. Smoke run, very nice, but he needs a lot of landmines. He could go for another Panzerfusilier with a Panzerschreck upgrade as a possibility. And now the MP-34 does protect that flank, very nice. OKW play doesn't have a whole lot of fuel. He does have sheer Panzercore. It is fully upgunned, so you can potentially deploy out both either a Tiger tank or a King Tiger.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action.
Another Zis gun has been deployed on out, which is going to be, in this case, very ineffective. A Puma doesn't really warrant any sort of AT gun response, honestly. Does get a good hit there on top of the Volksgrenadiers. But now with that second AT gun there's going to be a lot of good target for Stukes of Foos. Does have this Maxim here. Does have this squad upgrade with Panzerstreck. Both of these guys can express not much they can do. Stukes of Foos is backing off a little bit. Hasn't fired just yet. Maybe trying to eye some, support weapons. There's 5 support weapons hit, so that Stukes of Foos can do some great work. But can is a big asterisk. Stukes of Foos raining a barrage on somewhere. Gets a good hit there on the AT gun. Misses the combat engineers. Was trying to hit the conscripts. But does get a decrew on the AT gun, so good first shot. As the Puma continues to roll some misses. We got these Panzer Fusiliers inside this garrison. Not a great garrison for them, but we'll be firing out from multiple windows. Molotov does get thrown. A little bit overkill, I'd say, with that. And the Puma does roll a miss there. Good hit there onto the Panzer Fusiliers with that Zis barrage. Katyusha is being deployed now. That should be pretty effective versus his opponent's current composition. He has a number of MGs as well as a Kenwerfer. Sandbags, that's why he's booting out right there. Puma soldiers roaming around the flanks trying to gauge that T-34, just trying to dissuade him the best he can. He can mostly just use harsh language because he has a good chance of actually bouncing on the frontal armor of the T-34-85. I hear multiple MG-34s firing. And the conscript squad has been pinned there and does fall back. Shum Pioneers not in light cover just yet. And the Soviet mortar does get a good hit there. We got a smoke run somewhere on top of this garrison. Here comes Katyusha barrage onto these forces. Does miss the Kenwerfer. Overall misses generally everything. Once again, generally misses everything. And anything will escape on out of there. Just bad luck with that barrage. Shoe mines have been deployed out here. Zis barrage now raining on in. That Zis barrage could potentially detonate those shoe mines. Stukes of Foos now firing. Just get a direct hit there in the mortar. And he only targeted the mortar, not this Maxim either. Though he got the squad wipe, I can't really say that's a bad one. More smoke runs coming on in. Does smoke out a little bit more. He does have, of course, vision recon pass when it does the smoke runs, so he does have better spotting than what it actually is seen to be. As Fusiliers are going for that heavy cover, does roll a miss there. Does actually knock out another panels there on that garrison. IS-2 is now available. He does get a good hit there onto the Puma with the Zis gun. Looks like this Maxim will manage to suppress this Volksgrenadier as he's going to try to crawl to the heavy cover. Even being heavy cover does have higher suppression recovery. T-34-85 does not receive a hit there from that Kenwerfer. It does receive a good hit there. Looks like he has force fire the ground and does do a full retreat away from the Zis guns. MG-34 trying to set on up. It is quite wounded. That angle could potentially get a hit there on that squad. Yes, he does find an angle there to suppress the squad. Does actually get he does actually fully retreat there.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands. guns.
We do have a Jagdpanzer forward deployed now. I do like the Jagdpanzer. Nice, good tank destroyer. Cheap as well.
Taking fire! Conscripts ready and willing!
Sukasafus may be trying to eye for another barrage somewhere. Up north, we do got the Maxim suppressing these combat Sturm Pioneers. And looks like we've got a lot of firepower coming out on that conscript squad. Volksgrenadier could eye capture the point while the Panzerfusiers go for flank, and that was a dead squad wipe with a mine detonation, even splashing the Maxim quite well. Yeah, Jagdpanzer's not exactly in a great position there.
One of our machine guns.
I'm not exactly sure what that Sukasafus actually barrage. Looks like it may barrage the central garrison. No, it did not. Just straining on the barrage, trying to hit those Panzer Fusiliers. He does roll a big miss there. The Sukasafus does have 17 kills, and he may have got squad wiped. Mortar has been recrewed. Puma still held back in reserve. The Puma does have Vet 1, so does have his Vet 1 aim shot ability, which is a very effective ability. And we got some Obisots being deployed now. He can upgrade them with infrared STGs, and with the amount of light cover being on the ground, infrared STGs wouldn't be half bad. And he does use the armor-piercing rounds on top of the MG34, which will do absolutely nothing. The heaviest thing he probably can use it on is probably the T-70, and even then, the MG34 doesn't have high enough rate of fire or damage to make it even worthwhile. Conscripts are getting hit quite significantly. Volksgrenadier making their advance as well. And we're getting the MG34 upgrade on the Obstlassen. I sort of disagree with that. The amount of craters is going to be on the map relatively soon thanks to Katusha and Sukasafus. The infrared SCGs would be quite useful. This gun may get decrewed right there. Lots of firepower on it, but we've got the Minesweeper and Pantrick both active on that Sturm Pioneer, so he doesn't really have a whole lot of STG firepower. Sukasafus rain down in some work, getting some great hits on that Maxim. And we got the Obstas squad now falling him back. Puma now makes his advance, trying to get some hits there on the T-45, but the Zus gun is in the region, but rolls a miss as well. Oh, Katusha Barrage now raining on in, getting some good hits there on these forces. Does force him back, doesn't capture at this point here. Puma is still trying to pitch in some shots at long range. Not effectively, though. Conscripts are in the light cover from the Katusha. And he's going to push on forward with both these squads. No 7-man squad upgrades just yet. He does have a bit of munition stockpile up, but maybe eyeing for just these loiters.
AT gun here.
This gun is set on up. We do have the mortar throwing out a flare, very nice. Jagdpanzer is backing away. This flare is right here, so it does have great vision of this region. And does throw a frag grenade there, a stick grenade. Max is set on up. We've got the 5245 at Veteran Suit 1. Does throw a flare there, very nice. I do like seeing rifle flares, or any sort of flares, really. Vision can be very, very useful. Maxim does sit on up there, does receive some fire. Likely use. Oh, nope, when the models go down, stopping the capture. Sukusufus now raining on in somewhere.
Our HQ is
On
under
top of the mortar, gets great hits there onto the AT gun as well. Now Sukusufus is at veterancy 1, and those forces do get suppressed and pinned by that MG34. Shun Pioneer is trying to advance, and does get some pretty big misses there with the Katusha barrage. Was that a creeping barrage?
neutralized.
No, it's not. It's just a really big sideways scattered on the first volley. We may see AT rifle grenade there. If it casts it now, it does roll a miss there. It does cancel it. He does not cancel it in time.
The sector has been cut off.
Puma, the Ken Warfer, and Jagdpanzer in the area does destroy that AT gun there. Very nice. As these conscripts on Charger 4 does get suppressed there by the MG34. We do got the Loader now coming on in. Of course, he does have the sheer panzer. Oh wait, no, that's the smoke run. Smoke run and Loader now coming on in, getting some good damage there onto the MG34.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Conscripts do receive some miss there by the Puma. Jagdpanzer facing the wrong direction.
Our territory is falling
These aircraft are
into
starting to get
enemy
hit
hands.
by the sheer panzer quarters. And the aircraft does in fact go down.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Enemy contact!
We do got the conscript here getting fully suppressed. Does throw a bundle grenade there.
Under attack.
Does largely escape the place. Severely wounded. More and more smoke runs coming on. Very nice. He's making good use of that. The Okinawa does not have a whole lot of munitions at the moment. He won't be able to use the Panzer Commander artillery anytime soon, but he doesn't have any squads that actually can be upgraded with that upgrade out of the way.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Finds that landmine right there. There's got a grenade there, and got a Katusha barrage now raining on in. Oh, here, too. Oh, that's an IS-2. He has deployed out IS-2 to support his T-34-85, so he does have his own heavy tank. And there is enough fuel by the OKW player for a King Tiger. Just needs a whole mess of manpower. The Jagdpanzer will be able to hold the line for the time being. He could go for either Tiger Tank and King Tiger. The amount of fuel he has is probably best to save for the King Tiger.
The sector is at risk.
Over here, these forces do fall on back. The Volksgrenadiers are suppressed by the Maxim. We may see a grenade there, but more suppression coming out. Does he have a no suppressive fire ability? One model got in front and retargeted to that. Now we do have some flanking shots there. Will get overwhelmed and flanked. Does send a Cindy grenade there, but does not get the wipe. T-34 and IS-2 making their advance. And good hit there by the Puma. The T-34-85, I think one shot away from the Jagdpanzer could potentially kill it. Those rolls from both of those misses there. The Puma will not be able to get the kill. Good damage coming out on those infantry forces. IS-2 does get forced back there, and we got the support weapons could potentially get barraged. And that AT gun does go down. We may see a stick grenade on top of that mortar, but it does not. Is that Veteran C3 as well? Here goes another smoke run, trying to smoke out this MG. Katusha barrage raining on in. Those are eyeing for this general area. Does get some good hits there on that Sturm Pioneer. IS-2 has received some fire there. Most of it depends on the Puma. But the Jagdpanzer now have efficiency 1, so can now camouflage, cautious movement.
Engineer standing by.
Hey, we got a rifle flare being thrown out by the Panzer Fusiliers.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our
Maxim
territory.
is set on up, but not a little bit far back. Not in a really great position there. We do got the Molotov being thrown, trying to do some damage to these Volksgrenadiers, while the Panzer Fusiliers are on the VP, capturing it on up. Conscripts do capture up this VP here. Not exactly a great VP, not VP, point, but just more and more income. Never hurts.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Does get some damage there, but largely unsuccessful. We got another smoke run, and then Maxim will get smoked out.
Our heavy machine gun turret is here.
IS-2, of course, gets his Dishka. One of the few, this was what, two vehicles the Soviet can actually get Dishka upgrades. That would be the ISU-152 and the IS-2.
We are losing territory.
I don't think anything else can get a Dishka upgrade. Sure, the N3 Scout car can be modified to have a Dishka, but that's about it. So is the half track. I've done that both of them in both my mod. Does get the mortar Vet 3 mortar decrewed, very nice. Puma does get a good hit there on the Katusha. If he's able to push on forward, perhaps get the kill there on the Katusha, that'd be great. Could use an aim shot on the IS-2 as well. It potentially could be some great work there with these forces, but does not really capitalize on it. Because this gun's way over here. And his forces starting to make his way forward. You got Oberstotz in the light cover, engaging. Engaging some good damage there. Does throw a bundle grenade there on top of this conscript squad. Does partially dodge it. Looks like another MG has been deployed out. Looks like he may have lost one MG34 at one point in time. Because this one he already had two. He's actually he got out another MG34 when he has a lot of fuel for a heavy vehicle, though he is at pop cap at the moment. He must really want sector to be secure. And as this barrage will come on in, largely missed. As the Volkswagen are making their advance, trying to decrew that this gun. We got the Panzer Fusiliers getting receiving a lot of damage there. We got these Panzer Fusiliers getting suppressed, while the Volksgrenadier could potentially go forward with an incendiary grenade. The Panzer Fusiliers do get fully pinned. As Super Boost Barrage raining on in somewhere. It looks on top of the assault weapons. Good prediction there, but a little bit, not a whole lot of damage there. We may see an 80 rifle grenade. Perhaps does get thrown, does hit there now. And here comes the Katusha barrage trying to hit these forces. Does throw a fungible smoke grenade, very nice. Conscripts are receiving a bit of fire there. Does throw a bundle grenade there, doing some good damage. Ooh, good mortar hit there. Maxim does get some good suppression there on top of the Oberstotz. Almost looks like there at this point was actually booby trapped at one point in time. But that explosion mark there could have been from anything. Those are all smoke, French will smoke there.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Yeah, Panzer may get some good hits there onto the IS-2. Maybe aim shot as well. No, he does not have enough munitions for an aim shot. Needs what, 40 munitions? 45. Trying to get some hits there onto the Obersassen, not really being as successful. Force fire in the ground quite successfully. Rolls some bounces, however. Does get a rear armor hit there with the Jagdpanzer, as with the Puma. Does roll a bounce there on the frontal armor. Does get this cutoff point, which does deny that munitions and fuel income, as well as one standing point. Does get a nice hit there of the T-34-85. But this point is still cut off, denying that income. Most of the munitions that come is important at this point in time. Both players have a significant amount of fuel reserve. IS-2 starting to advance, make it a good hit there on the Panzer Fusiliers. And McKenna getting some great hits there onto the T-34-45. Does get a good hit there with the Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer could push on its way forward. Is that versus C2 as well? The Puma's usefulness has greatly diminished. It wouldn't be half bad just to sacrifice this so you can deploy out something heavier. Puma's what? Puma is 7 population, so killing it, sacrificing it would net him some 7 more population room, which would give him around 17 population, spare population. The AT gun does fully go down there. And now we got these Obersassen engaging. We do see a frag there. Bundle grenade. Largely unsuccessful, however. Does keep the point very well secure. Making some good hits there. And does get some good hits on that Maxim. Ooh, that garrison's almost destroyed. Getting that garrison was a very bad idea because it could have easily got destroyed by the IS-2 by a well-placed shot. Does not get the kill there on the Zist gun there. Will likely get the kill on it right about now. T-34-85's makes stance. Great hit on the Sturm Pioneers there, forcing him back. We got another Katyusha barrage raining on in. Getting some. Ooh, that's a squad wipe. Does send a good pen there with the Jagdpanzer. Ooh, and now some landmine detonation there. That Schumann will get the kill there on that T-35. And now we do got a Vet 2 or Vet 4 Puma. And now it has even higher combat range. More smoke runs, very nice. I do like seeing smoke runs. IS-2's weakest advance does roll a miss there. And does send a shot there on that MG-34. Puma does roll a miss. Thanks to that extended range, he's able to get some really long range shots. Jagdpanzer does send a pen there onto the IS-2. And it does send another pen there now. Jagdpanzer are pretty close to getting Vet 3. Katyusha going pretty far forward. Zugzifus. It's at Veteran Z2 at the moment. Not sure. Oh, way over here. does get some great hits on those conscripts. These ones do not capture the fuel point, but neither side needs any more fuel.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
Sound like there was also a landmine detonation. So he may have destroyed one of his own landmines. Conscripts receiving quite a bit of fire right now. And just throw out a stick grenade there, forcing back the conscripts. A lot of casualties there. And a rifle grenade was thrown, or fired. Katyusha barrage raining on top of this MG-34. Jagdpanzer makes way forward, fresh T-245. Does get a pen there. Does not get an AT rifle grenade to hit it. Oh, but the Puma takes out the Katyusha. Now that's a Vet 5 Puma.
Encroaching on our territory.
Smoke run coming on in. IS-2 still very much alive at 1.5 stars. Bundle grenade thrown on top of the combat engineer, so it does avoid it. Puma and Jagdpanzer making their way forward. That may be a dead T-45, but the IS-2 is in the region, getting a good hit there onto the Puma. We may see a pair of Panzerfaust, but even 2 Panzerfausts will not be enough to get the engine snare. Pair of grenades does take out the Vet 5 Puma. While it's a shame to see a Vet 5 Puma go, it's still relatively expendable at this point in the game. Good hits there on the Maxim. Let's see, with that amount of population free, he's lost some squads as well, getting a lot of stuff reinforced. He has a bit of manpower stored up, but looks like he does not have enough population to deploy out a King Tiger, but 21 population for a regular Tiger. He needs what? That's getting pretty close with, if he gets reinforcements. Yeah, if he fully reinforces, I think that's not enough room, population space for a regular Tiger. Good hit there on the Maxim, or not Maxim, MG-34. We do have the Jagdpanzer getting good hits there. We got these conscripts being forced away. It does throw a Molotov on top of those Volksgrenadiers. The VPs are very much in favor of the Wehrmacht player by a large margin, 411 to 81. We do have these Maxim suppressing these forces. Jagdpanzer is getting some good hits there onto the T-245. Another smoke run there, it's denying that Maxim from firing. May see some grenades thrown on top of these conscripts. Obersassen may be going, yeah, does go for a bundle grenade there. But he's going to splash a lot of his own Panzerfusiliers. That's a lot of damage on his own Panzerfusiliers. Does throw an AT grenade there on top of the Jagdpanzer, but not enough to do get engine crit. Good hits there. Luckenwerfer is pushing the way forward. May get a hit there on his forces. Nope, he does not. Jagdpanzer's forced on back.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And Central VP is being decaptured. Smoke run coming on in. And he could potentially, nope, he goes not enough. The smoke does not extend far enough for the to protect him from the MG-34. The conscripts are going to be forced to fall back. We got the Luckenwerfer here, potentially get a good hit there on top of the IS-2. Good suppression coming. Excuse me, good suppression coming out on those conscripts.
Capture our territory.
These forces are starting to roam around the place. Fresh Katusha being deployed now.
On the field.
Tiger Tank can be deployed, but he will not be able to reinforce all of his squads.
Has released the Tiger for our use.
Tiger Tank has been deployed now. Needs to reinforce, say, that Obusadas and leave the other squads at home. And leave one of his squads at home at one model. He could leave he could leave that two-man squad back there and perhaps not reinforce his Vikenewerfer. Doesn't really need the Vikenewerfer at this moment. The Jagdpanzer is very effective. Tiger Tanks also push his way forward. Good hits there. Multiple good hits there on the T-3485. The T-3485 is not in a great position. Jagdpanzer does get another good hit there. Tiger Tanks go pretty soon. Just needs one good pen there. And that's going to be basically going to shoot down the rear armor. Prioritizing that max is not a good idea. He does have vehicle prioritized fire there. He does not have his gun to shoot that Jagdpanzer. Nor efficiency one to capture up points. He may get some crushes off here. That was alive for far too long.
We are suffering vehicle losses.
Over on the right side, I got the conscripts capture that fuel point. And he's starting to repair up his Tiger Tank. Conscripts pushing the way forward, trying to capture up some of these points.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
And we do got these Panzerfusiliers starting to capture up these points as well. Or stop the capture at least. We do got the two squads of conscripts here. Neither of them are 7-man squads, just staying up for just loiters. We do have the Obustatsen does throw out French smoke grenade. We got the Tiger Tank. Ooh, good hits there on the Obustatsen. Tiger Tank could potentially get some good hits there on the IS-2. It looks like the Panzerfusilier squad does fall back, allowing his Volksgrenadier to push forward and catch some points. Most of these support weapons are going to stay back home, not eyeing to be reinforced. Probably best to keep the infantry reinforced. Volksgrenadier, however, received quite a bit of rocket fire. He's trying to hunt down the Katusha. If he had the commander, he probably would have spotted it and potentially got the kill on it, but it looks like not. But yeah, the Tiger Tank can't get the commander upgrade, can he? Tiger Tank does get a good hit there onto the IS-2, and the IS-2 did use the aim shot there, but was largely unsuccessful.
Supplies to the enemy.
Jagdpanzer is starting to make his way forward and make his way back. And the MG34 is set on up, getting some good hits there onto the conscripts. Sugasafus now raining on in, may get some good hits there across the line. Decent hits.
Supply sector under attack.
Good Vikenewerfer hit there. The Obustatsen is making their advance. They're at Veteran C4, halfway to Veteran C5. You have the Ziskan now receiving Volksgrenadier fire that should get the crew no problem. Jagdpanzer, Vet 3, almost Vet 4.
Troops have been lost.
Vet 4 Jagdpanzer gaining access to the more rate of fire and access to the main gun. So that's a very, very lethal duelist. May force fire the ground, but trying to avoid this Ziskan. It does send a bounce there on top of the Jagdpanzer. Fischer raining on barrage on in, trying to get these forces. Good hits there on the Obustatsen.
You are showing weakness. We are down to 75 points.
And looks like the Soviet players down to the last 73 points. There's not a whole lot of tickets left. Good grenade there, getting some good damage in. Not gonna say into a lot of squad, no squad models going down except to the follow-up gunshots, but the damage is very useful. Two Zis guns here. Maxim trying to set on up, getting some good hits there onto this Volksgrenadiers. Looks like another smoke run eyeing to come on in. And does throw a Molotov there on top of the Volksgrenadiers. MG34 is getting some good suppression on in. Volksgrenadiers are trying to maintain capture, and looks like all the models inside, conscript models in the capture point have gone down. Volksgrenadiers are getting suppressed, and here comes the Stukas of Foos. A lot of good targets right there. Hits the mortar again, and getting some good damage on the conscripts as well. Getting damage on the conscripts will prevent him from capturing the central VP ultra well off as well. Tiger Tank does receive a bounce there. And now we've got the IS-2 make his advance. Does hit a good hit there onto the MG34. Jagdpanzer on the flank. And it looks like we got a smoke run come on in. Good hits there onto the MG34. Zis gun receiving quite a bit of hits there. The Obersatzens are quite wounded as well. It does get a snare there on the Jagdpanzer, as these Panzerboosters are suppressed and wounded as well. But maintaining them there will allow him to maintain the catch point, and he's fighting for those VPs. Both sides are fighting for those VPs because the Soviet player doesn't have a whole lot left. Both sides have plenty of fuel points, so best not to harass the fuel point anymore. And Soviet player actually has a little bit of manpower stored on up. He lost his T-34-85. Potentially could pull out another Katusha. And now the IS-2 is Veteran C3, which should make him very, very effective. Maybe an Su-85 wouldn't be half bad for the Soviet player. Something dedicated for a mobile AT-tank, though he does have 2 Zis guns. So maybe the second Katusha wouldn't be half bad.
We are losing territory.
MG34 getting some good suppression across that line. More kind of work for his hits. And now we've got Stukas of Foos now raining on in. Maybe right around here. Let's get good hits there on that AT gun and good hits there on the Maxim. Nothing too crazy though. Another smoke run coming on in. And we got the Tiger Tank now advancing. Conscripts does throw a Molotov there on top of the MG34. And another good hit there on that Conscript squad. This AT gun, both AT guns are severely wounded. Even suppressed, this one could potentially go down. This one is a bit more healthy. But this Obersatzens should be able to wipe out this AT gun, no problem. He's going to throw a bundle grenade on top of this group. That's a great spot for a bundle grenade. He's going for the bundle grenade. Actually, no. He's definitely in range of the bundle grenade, but he's not throwing it. There he goes. Throws it out now. That's going to be deadly. It wasn't that bad. Jagdpanzer 4 getting some good hits there. And we do got the Tiger Tank getting some much needed repairs.
Awaiting command.
Stukas of Foos, maybe eyeing for a barrage somewhere. Now we do have a Katyusha Barrage raining on right here, getting some good hits. And we do have the another Molotov thrown on the MG34, going to force him back as well. Doesn't decapture that point. There's a capture in favor of the Soviet players at the moment.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
IS-2's weak advance does get a good hit there on the Sturm Pioneers. And we got the Jagdpanzer now advancing, does roll a miss there. And we do have another smoke run trying to help him capture that VP, does decapture it. Jagdpanzer getting some multiple hits there. Jagdpanzer now Veteran C5, which will allow him some good mobility and good ambush attacks. Good bundle grenade there. Tiger Tank trying to deal with this combat engineer. Jagdpanzer going very, very deep. We potentially could see another. We will see another AT grenade, and there is a Vet 2 AT gun here. At Vet 2, does it get increased pen? No, just rate of fire, which does have better more frequency chances of pens. And he's still in the radius. Trying to go for another smoke run, trying to save this guy. Losing that Jagdpanzer is a big, big loss. Now it's just King Tiger versus IS-2. Stuka versus Katyusha. Overall, the Soviet player does have better forces out in the field. But I'm not sure what the OKW should deploy on now. He doesn't need another Stuka, honestly. Even though he has a fighting against a lot of support weapons. A Panzer IV wouldn't be half bad. Because in calling Panzer artillery.
We have been reduced to 25 points. Failure is not rewarded.
MG34 trying to get some good suppression there. We got the Soviet mortar. Hopefully he's throwing some smoke. Nope, just high explosive. Does get pinned there. Throws a bundle grenade there, very nice. And almost got the squad right there, but a couple models does escape on out of there. Olsson are at Veteran C5. Very, very lethal squad now. And plus able to sprint out of combat. Another T-34-85 on the build queue.
Forces are attempting to capture our territory.
With the T-34, ooh, good hits there from the... oh, he's going to lose that Olsson. No, the IS-2 does roll a miss. Stuka raining on in.
Enemy forces are capturing a...
Great hits there on the support weapons. 2 support weapons go down. Molotov or Incendiary Grenade was thrown on top of the combat engineers. We got the Vekettenwerfer rolling on forward. And we got the Katyusha now running on in, probably right around here. Combat engineers does fall back. He's trying to maintain the VPs. The Katyusha's there just to delay. The IS-2 can make his advance, getting some good hits in. And the Volksgrenadier now falling on back. Tiger Tank makes his advance, does receive a bounce, does receive a pen. With the T-35 there, it's probably a good idea to deploy out a Panther or a Jagdpanzer again. Panther's probably a little bit too high population cost for his current composition, so a Jagdpanzer would probably be a bit better. MG34 setting on up. We got another smoke run. Does smoke off the IS-2, but not the T-34-85. IS-2 doesn't make his advance. The IS-2 is actually a little bit wounded, so is the Tiger Tank. Conscripts try to go for an AT grenade there, maybe just been knocked around a bit. MG34 in a very good defensive spot. And the OKW player doesn't have a lot of munitions, nor does the Soviet player, so both of them using the munitions quite significantly. What has the Soviet player been using his munitions on? Was it just Molotovs? Because I know I've seen a lot of smoke runs by the OKW player, but the Soviet player hadn't seen a whole lot of expenditure other than Molotovs.
The enemy still has 300 points.
Bundle grenade does get dodged. MG34 set on up, getting some suppression down the conscript. T-34-85 does force back the Obersavatsen, and good hit there with the Vekettenwerfer. conscripts do fully get pinned, which can become easy crushing by any sort of tank. We got a Katyusha barrage raining on in, trying to hit the MG34. No, it's going in deep. Not a creeping barrage either. Oh, here, P-55 has seen quite a bit of fire. The Cannon Warfare and Tiger Tank does get the kill. Sukasafus getting good hits on the conscripts and got severely wounded Katyusha there. No direct hits there, so no death on the Katyusha. MG34 and Oats also making an advance. The Shun Pioneer severely wounded, does get fully wiped there. And this does net him a lot of repair losses. He can rely on his mechanized HQ for repairs, but not a whole lot. He immediately starts rebuilding that Shun Pioneer. And there goes that Obsat squad, an even bigger loss. The Okuduk player is throwing away a lot of squads right now. He's trying to capture that central VP. He has a lot of time to secure a victory. He could potentially go for the flanks a little bit more, send a squad up here, spot it for Sukasafus, and then obliterate it. And the MG34 was actually dropped there, and this conscript squad will love to pick that up. But he won't be able to pick it up, and the SCG squad and G43 squad won't be able to pick it up. He's going to go with, he's picking that up as a worth the risk, but he wasn't able to. Mechanic Warfare trying to roll away. We do got the Volksgrenadier severely wounded. The Shun Pioneer squad can pick up the MG34.
We are losing territory. We have a new Su-85 to deploy.
It's actually really hard to highlight that MG34. Maybe the Shun Pioneer can't pick up the MG34. I must be mistaken. He does pick it up there. I don't know why it didn't allow me to see the reticle. We got the engine snare on the IS-2, but the IS-2 says plenty of health and armor, so it shouldn't go down anytime soon. But Mechanic Warfare should make his way forward. He needs perhaps just sort of stealth right here. We got the Zis gun receiving quite a bit of fire. Tiger Tank's trying to make his advance, is a little bit wounded, but trying to get the kill on this mortar. The mortar's been decreased multiple times by that Sukasafus. I'm sort of surprised it's still alive. And the S-35 does get some good hits there. The conscripts are Urong forward, trying to capture up that point. Zisparov raining on in, trying to hit that MG34. And does get some good hits there on the MG34. The conscript squad is forcing back. Good hits there on that Volksgrenadier. That Zis barrage just lingered around for just the right amount of time. It does capture the VP. Very nice. And we got the MG34 now being Ura. Does get flanked there. Very, very nice. Needs to make sure it doesn't actually go in front of it when trying to attack it. MG34 will escape on out there. Does get one of the models burned up there. Does drop a couple more models there. Almost got wiped. We're gonna work for a stealthed right there. Very nice. And we got some more sandbags being deployed. Vet 2 Tiger, almost Veterancy 3. And oh, he canceled it and only fired one rocket. No, he fired no rockets. He canceled it way too late. So it goes on cooldown for the next 75 seconds.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Shun Pioneers could make their advance, trying to capture that point, but there's heavy cover and Vet 3 conscripts. They only have 5 members. Trying to force fire destruction of the sandbags. Katyusha barrage running on in. Does get some good hits there on the Volksgrenadier. Does fall back in time. And the sandbags do go down to the Tiger Tank.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
IS-2 does have 50 infantry kills. Very nice. And Tiger Tank trying to get some hits there on the conscripts. Does go get a stick grenade off. Relatively good stick grenade. They're really not that great though. Even though they feel like I think they have the same sets as like a regular frag. You have like a rifleman frag, but it feels like it just doesn't work all too well. Maybe squad spacing. Good hits there.
Objective secure. We will defend it to the let out no
He does capture that point. And does get a good hit there on the MG34. Smoke run coming on in. Does smoke out these forces. Stuxafus now raining on in. And gets some great hits there. Molotov was thrown, getting some good hits there on the Volks Grenadiers. And Tiger Tank does roll a miss there on the conscripts. Conscripts will likely win out the engagement, but they're trying to stop the capture there. No, we should have kept that squad around to capture at that point. Super Pioneers have decaptured this point here. The Soviet players down the last 11 tickets. Conscripts were roaring forward, trying to capture the point, or at least stop the capture. Fresh Panzerfusiliers have been deployed on out, and they're getting ripped apart by these Vet 3 conscripts. Conscripts really ate that frag. Soon to be a double capture in favor of the Soviet player. It does actually throw a frag in there. Panzerfusiliers do have a good throwing arm. Tiger Tank does come before a flank, but receives multiple hits there by the Su-85 and Zis gun. Panzerfusiliers are not capturing that point just yet, so they're maintaining double capture against the Axis OKW player.
Awaiting command.
The Tiger Tank is trying to be being repaired. And these conscripts are making their way forward, trying to capture that point. We got these Panzerfusiliers trying to capture this point. Does decide to sprint away. IS-2's coming to support and not fully repaired. Still quite wounded. Su-85 is fully hasn't been damaged yet so far this game. Conscripts that seems like a good time for a throw a stick grenade. But smoke run coming on and trying to smoke out that MG42, so he is out of munitions for a stick grenade. He could try sending out some more flanks trying to capture this VP up here. Though I'm not sure if there's any Soviet landmines. Stuxafus raining on in somewhere. Ooh, good hits. But most of the IS-2, the Stuxafus probably thinks of the help of that barrage is almost at Vet 5. Does have the Vet 4 ability, increases ready time, allowing for barrages to fire faster. Central VP has been decaptured. Now we've got the Tiger Tank making his advance. We do got one hit there with the Bekannenwerfer. Bekannenwerfer now versus 3. Another smoke run coming on in. And he's trying to capture this point with the conscripts. Good suppression coming out. He's pushed a little bit too far forward. That's a Vet 5 MG34. And here comes the Katyusha barrage. Gives some good hits there. Tiger Tank to make his advance. Does get a direct hit there on the AT gun, but doesn't get the full wipe. Another good hit there on the models. Does send a pen. Still hasn't wiped it out. The Pinto mount and the Hull mount could take it out, and there we go. Direct hit there, decrews the crew. Here comes the Loiter. Trying to recapture this AT gun, but only one model's right there. The other one's still advancing. Trying to go for an AT grenade, and does destroy the AT gun entirely. Flak HQ's now starting to fire. And at first this gun is being deployed on out. Panther's being deployed out by Blue. Needs the extra anti-tank. And here comes a rifleman for Panzerfusilier flare. Next barrage will likely get the Suksafus up to Vet 5. Able to maneuver the vehicle with greater efficiency. That's actually really horrible Vet 5 ability. It's gotta be more than that. And does get Vet 5 from that. Whatever it's worth. Conscripts are making their advance. IS-2 pushes his way forward, does good hits there with the Zis barrage at least. And Conscripts will be captured at this point, no problem. MG34 is getting severely wounded and will force him back without getting any suppression down. Storm Pioneers are making their advance, does decapture this point. Well, this central point is being contested. I think the Conscripts should be able to win out that fight. Does throw a stick grenade, getting one of the models, but the Conscripts will be able to capture the rest of the point. Tiger Tank sending a lot of firepower on that Conscript, getting a full wipe before the full capture there. And he's going to capture the southern point, allowing him to get a neutral capture in total. Panther being upgraded the artillery commander, he's going to need to save up a lot of munitions to use up any of the artillery barrages. Volks Grenadiers are severely wounded. Tiger Tank does roll a miss right there. Good hits there. Suksafus raining a barrage in somewhere, perhaps trying to hit the Katusha? Nope, just way out of range. Good hits there on the Maxim, however. IS-2 does receive a miss. Lots of pens there on top of the Tiger Tank. Does throw some smoke there just to save his Tiger Tank. Is starting to force fire the ground. Very nice. And these Storm Pioneers are forcing back. The OKW player looks exceedingly worse and worse off, while the Soviet player is in a great position. Has captured that point up. Max is going to try to avoid that fire. Will receive a bit of fire there. The Soviet player does have good munitions here. Perhaps could use a Zis barrage or use the high explosive shot. Zis barrage rolls a miss right there. And multiple good hits there onto the Panzer Fusiliers. Here comes another smoke run. The combat engineers will stay in the capture zone, but won't have any support other than from the mortar. Panther is severely wounded. He will need 80 munitions for the coordinated barrage. And the combat engineers will manage to win the engagement. IS-2 trying to advance forward, not fully repaired, but looks like the engineers do swap out, get tagged out by the conscripts, and will be making their way to capture this, repair up the IS-2. Suksafus barrage raining on in. Big miss there. Looks like he was flying an eye for these conscripts to capture the VP. Tiger Tanks make his way forward. Does roll a miss there on the conscripts. These conscripts are eyeing to engage these Vickenwerfer. Vickenwerfer does fall back. We may see a good hit there on the conscripts. And here comes Katusha Barrage getting some great hits there on the Panzer Fusiliers. Conscripts are falling back, receiving some misses there by the Tiger Tank. Multiple misses there by the Tiger Tank. Mortar once again at Veteran C3 has been decrewed like 4 times this game. And we do got the Zis gun now receiving some hits now. Panzer Fusiliers making their advance. We may see a stick bomb or incendiary grenade there. And there's that drop MG34 there, picked up by the Panzer Fusiliers. That Storm Pioneer did drop it, even though he had a Minesweeper, so he dropped the MG34 because the Minesweeper was deployed. Tiger Tanks make his way forward and does roll a miss there. conscripts may receive some hits there, but the Tiger tanks receive some bigger hits there. Multiple AT grenades, multiple shots onto the Tiger tank. The Tiger tank may go down. It's a Veteran C4 Tiger tank, almost Veteran C5. IS-2 and SU-85 pushing way forward. Does use a focus sight there to spot the Tiger tank. Panther is still severely wounded. The Shroom Pioneers need to take time for repairs. The Okinawa player does have a little time for tickets. It's going to come down to one large engagement. He needs to fall back his forces, repair these forces, keep this point secured, reinforce, and go for one last final push. That's all he can probably muster at this point in time. Mortar goes down, or gets hit once again. But he needs to stay back home, regroup, and push.
We are as ready as we can be.
Nice little flare there.
The enemy has 75 points remaining.
Another smoke bomb. So it looks like the Panther's commander won't accomplish all too much. Tiger tanks make his way forward. Sukusufus is almost off cooldown. Perhaps wait for assault until that goes off cooldown so you can hit the AT guns.
We built it as ordered. We have been spotted.
Oh, he's going to make a change direction up north. Very, very nice. Does call him the loader here.
Territory is falling
He probably should just retreat back at this point. Fall back with infantry. The loader's been burnt on the top left sector, so allow him to regroup and engage the center. Vet 5 Vet 5 Tiger, just speed and acceleration and mobility. Sukusufus pushing the way forward, perhaps get a barrage on something. Does get a good hit there on the AT gun. Has also some damage on the conscripts. SU-85, Veteran C2, getting a good hit there on the Panther. Has focus sight turned on. Multiple hits there. He is using the... Oh, and there's a close-range Katusha barrage. Will wipe out the Shroom Pioneers. Will wipe out the Volcanoworker. Tiger tank severely wounded. Panthers are wounded as well. Nothing in the center of the map to capture this one. Oh, no, there's some Volksgrenadiers. The conscripts can just get on top of the point to stop the capture.
The enemy has only 50 points remaining.
Good hit there by the IS-2. But you got the Tiger tank advancing, trying to push on forward what little health he has. If I those Shroom Pioneers, he's not going to have any sort of real repairs. Choose one of these vehicles, get some repairs back up, and get ready to support the infantry, but that Panther's as good as dead at this point. Panther is pushing way forward, but we're seeing multiple deadly hits from this IS-2. Almost gets a wipe there on the Panzer Fusilier. Tiger tank's one shot away from death, and the OKW player just simply does not have the tickets. Does that stick bomb, does dodge it there, and does use a high explosive fragmentation. Or not, he cancelled it. Combat engineers are going to stop the capture. May see anti-tank rifle grenade. No, does not have enough conditions for it. Sukusufus running on, maybe trying to hit these combat engineers. Does roll a large miss there. Panthers receive some repairs. The central VP has not been captured yet, so there's still a big stall in the game, giving these OKW players some more time for repairs. MG34 has rotated on over, trying to support the center of the map. Most going to make their way forward. Conscripts could perhaps camp on top of the point.
Forces capturing supply sector.
Fresh Panther makes his way forward. Needs prioritized fire on. Won't be able to accomplish all too much against infantry. And a great hit there on those Volksgrenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers need to fall back. The conscript squads are suppressed. Does fall back to the conscript squad. That Volksgrenadier squad does get fully wiped. The other Panther squad could push his way forward. He has repaired a decent amount. He has decaptured the center of the map, so he has bought himself some more time for the OKW player to get back in this game. And that was definitely the high explosive round. Does decrew the AT gun, not AT gun, the MG34. Combat engineer is trying to repair up or capture the center of the map. Panthers are wounded, but he does not have time repairs. The Tiger tanks are receiving all the repairs right now. And he does not have enough munitions nor the cooldown for the smoke run. Six Foos pushes the way forward. That Panzerfluser may get fully wiped, does get fully wiped. Largely misses the Maxim, gets the gunner model, but that's about it. Does throw an AT grenade there on top of Panther. Central VP is not being captured on up. The Maxim withdrew way too early. Tiger Tank finds SU-85. That's not what the Tiger Tank wants to see. Is now a Vet 3 SU-85. A single G43 Panzerfluger squad is all he has for infantry. He's going to try to go from the northern side for a flank. Maybe use a rifle flare. It's expensive, but he does need to use it. Or he knows there is a maximum area, so just smoke off the general area to push forward to capture the point, or decapture it at least. Volksgrenadier has been called out. He needs Sturm Pioneers. Sturm Pioneers will help him top off his tanks for one last engagement. And I said that multiple times so far, but that's what he needs.
We are losing territory.
Not enough munitions for the smoke run. And here comes Katusha Barrage. He does get pinned before even decapturing the point. Even with the smoke run, that Katusha was going to stop him. Panther dies. Tiger Tank is pushing way forward. The damaged engine Panther is also coming on forward as well. And he's throwing in all his armor. That's it. He's even decaptured the southern point. So now there's triple capture against the Axis player. That's game.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
He actually gets a kill there on the Katusha with his Stukes. Sure, he made decapture central point, but it's still going to be a double capture against him. And goes down to the Zis Barrage. And he has surrendered. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and signing off. That was a good replay, and I'm sort of tired for the night. It's been a frustrating day for trying to record replays. Thank you for watching.